Excellency Prime Minister of Morocco, Excellency Vice President of Gabon, Excellency Minister of Economic and Finance, Excellency Wali Ves Meknès, Honorable Chairman of Ves Meknès, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. A very good morning to all of you. Just a few days ago, Muslims around the world enjoyed the Holy Eid Mubarak. I trust you all had a very blessed Eid, and may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless us and our family with peace and happiness. Let me start by thanking the Office of the Prime Minister, the Ministry of Industry, Investment, Trade and Digital Economy, as well as the organizer of the Ves Meknès Forum for having me today. It really amuses me to be in this stunning city of Ves, a yard of Medina Ves and madrasas, a nascent center of Arabic culture, and home of the Idrisid dynasty. I am honored to deliver a remark before distinguished government officials, business champions, leading entrepreneurs, respected academics, and distinguished participants from the African continent and all over the world. I could sense the enthusiasm in this room to discuss ways to bring our relations into a brighter future. The essence of Ves Forum is very much in line with my President of the Republic of Indonesia, His Excellency Joko Widodo's wishes for us to build stronger ties, to better promote economic partnership in the spirit of the Asia-Africa Conference, or Bandung Spirit. Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, Indonesia and Africa are brothers and sisters historically, politically, and economically. When we walk on our history, the relationship between Indonesia and Africa can be dated back to the 14th century, when a Moroccan Ibn Battuta visited the court of Samudra Pasai Sultanate in North Sumatra. In 1652, a group of people from Java landed on Cape of Good Hope Beach, followed by the arrival of Sheikh Yusuf of Makassar in 1694, who was sent to the penal settlement exile in Cape Town by the colonial ruler of the Netherlands. The descendants of Javanese and Bugis escaped Malayans in Africa have become an integral part of the South African nation and wandered across the African continent, and some of them may have migrated to Mozambique, Nigeria, Kenya, Tanzania, and other African countries. On political tie, a close modern-day relationship was cemented by the ASEAN-African Conference in 1955, which Indonesia, together with other ASEAN countries, offered full support to African countries to gain their independence. These ties have been strengthened by the participation of Indonesia and a number of African countries in multilateral platforms such as the Organization of Islamic Countries and the non-aligned movement. On economic tie, the ties have also been growing. I believe everybody here knows Africa more than I do. So kindly allow me to update you on the Indonesian economy and why Indonesia and Africa need to be more engaged. Well, I don't mean to promote Indonesia, even though I always do. Indonesia is a promising country. Indonesia is gradually but surely cementing a reputation as a standout in the global economy, recording an average growth of 5.2% for the last 2 decades, supported by a stable macroeconomy and guided by the government that is encompassing pro-market reforms. Indonesia currently ranks as the 16th largest economy in the world based on the nominal GDP, or the 8th based on the purchasing power parity. By 2030, Indonesia will be the 7th largest economy in the world with 135 million medium-class consumers. By 2050, Indonesia will be the 4th largest economy in the world. Emerging countries defined as E7 China, India, Brazil, Indonesia, Mexico, Russia, and Turkey, will be double size of G7. The relatively large African economies, such as Nigeria and Egypt, will be on the 14th and 15th. On investment, the latest investment negative list of investment of Indonesia issued in 2016, leaving 45 business lines relatively more open for foreign investments. And in terms of doing business, Indonesia has successfully improved from the 91st in 2017 to the 72nd in 2018, aiming to be the 40th in 2019. This gives larger opportunities for investors to invest in Indonesia in huge range of sectors. On trade, Indonesia with all African countries total trade reached $8.85 billion in 2017. During the last 20 years, Indonesia's main export to Africa are palm oil, paper, machinery, motor vehicles, rubber, and food beverages. While Africa's main export to Indonesia are oil and gas, cotton, pulp, iron and steel, and phosphate, of course. In 2017, Indonesia's export to Africa grew at 17%, and export to Africa to Indonesia grew at 37%. Very impressive. If I may draw your attention, Indonesia and African countries are both producers as well as consumers of palm oil. We share the same tenet. Palm oil is not only a product. Palm oil plays a significant role in employment creation and poverty alleviation in our countries. In Indonesia, palm oil is an income source for 16.5 million. In Africa, I trust palm oil supports not only farmers and producers, but also various consumer industries, such as personal care, cosmetics, household goods, and food and beverage. It significantly provides employment opportunities for the 1.25 billion people of Africa. All in all, Indonesia and Africa's products are complementary, and a stronger tie in trade and investment will definitely increase opportunities for businesses to expand trade and investment, which eventually create jobs. Excellency, ladies and gentlemen, as the largest nation in Southeast Asia, Indonesia plays key roles in the region and beyond. Indonesia is a founding father of the Association of Southeast Asia Nations, as well as Asia-Pacific Economic Cooperation. Indonesia is a member of D8 and the Indian Ocean Rim Associations, or IORA. In the region, Indonesia is also the initiator of the Regional Comprehensive Economic Partnership, or RCEP, that combines ASEAN, China, India, Japan, Korea, Australia, New Zealand. RCEP is currently under negotiations. It is a market of half of the world's population, 30% of world's trade, and 28% of world's FDI. All in all, Indonesia is definitely a very solid and promising gate to access Asia's market. So, if you wish to expand your markets to include East and Southeast Asia, Indonesia is the right choice for you to consider as the regional hub of your business. While I talk about the Indonesian economy, I always keep Africa in my heart. Africa is and will be one of our high priorities to work with through closer cooperation and collaboration in order to gain benefits of globalized world on the premise of a win-win principle. To our business counterparts from African countries, one way of deepening and expanding your business with Indonesia is to know Indonesian, Southeast and ASEAN products better. I come here today with 35 delegates of CEOs and representatives of business. Their businesses include, among others, palm oil, strategic industry, coffee, automotive parts, tire, fashion, toys, spices, home decor, jewelry, fertilizers, management and trade-related services. I humbly encourage business representatives present today to make the best of time to meet and talk to Indonesian business delegations. But if you miss the chance, I wish to inform you that we have an annual trade event in Jakarta called Trade Expo Indonesia. This is one of the largest trade fairs in the region. Last year, there were 27,000 foreign visitors attending the expo. 496 came from 27 African countries. This year, the 33rd Trade Expo Indonesia will be held from 24th to 28th of October 2018 at the Indonesia Convention and Exhibition. Please accept this as my personal invitation. I hope to see you all in Jakarta. To Indonesian businesses present today, we have diplomatic missions in 50 out of 54 African countries. We also follow the development of the African Union, including the recently signed Pact of the African Continental Free Trade Area. And two businesses from both sides as the core. 2 days ago, on the 25th June, Indonesia and Tunisia just launched the Indonesia-Tunisia PTA negotiation. We should think ways of enhancing our economic cooperation, means to pursue a win-win partnership and stronger collaboration by speeding up the realization of Indonesia's preferential trade agreement with a number of African countries. As of now, we have with Mozambique, Tunisia, and soon, inshallah, with Morocco and other African countries. This shows how serious governments foster and facilitate trade, investment, and economic partnership. Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, let me conclude the future of global economy remains uncertain. Brexit, Trumponomics, trilogue US, Japan, EU on state-owned enterprises and technology transfer, the fourth industrial revolution and disruptive changes brought by it, trade wars, and recent uncertainties of the WTO all send a very clear signal to us. Now, this is the time to get serious to enhance mutually beneficial partnership between Indonesia and Africa. Today, we are in an era where modern transportation as well as information and communication technology could help us to overcome geographic distances so that two-way business between Indonesia and Africa can further be intensified. Today, we are in the world where tasks are fragmented around the globe. We need partners to expand our businesses. We could grow stronger only if we work together. Today, we are here in this special day with the spirit of the Holy Eid Mubarak Indonesia delegation flying 12,900 kilometers to Morocco, to Africa, not to dominate, but to collaborate, not to overpower, but to grow together, not to be an opponent, but to be a true friend. With that, Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, I wish you all a very successful festival. I hope you could spend some more days to delight the home of the true Muslim culture of Morocco and relish the beauty of the African continent, while enjoy reading psychology and law books written by His Excellency Prime Minister Osman. Thank you. Syukran lakum. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.